Namaste. By the grace of the Acharya, today we are blessed to have a session on Thiruadipuram. Thiruadipuram is the birthday of one of the special Alvars. Right? We know there are 12 Alvars. The only female Alvar is Andal, who was given the birth name Goda. So this is a simple shloka on her. It is called Chatusshloki. We have all heard of Bhagavatam having a Chatusshloki, like that many other important granthas having Chatusshloki. What is a Chatusshloki? A collection of 4 shlokas. Why is such a shloka created or made? Why is such a thing chanted? In order to compress the essence of wisdom contained in a larger work, usually a Chatusshloki is composed by an Acharya. Okay, so in today's session, we will know who is the composer, we will know about the composition, and we will also understand the meaning and learn to chant it. So let's first chant the Taniyan. We will see the story of Andal, we will see a lot of related topics, but first let us chant the Taniyan. Taniyan in Sri Vaishnava tradition refers to Tani, means single, a single shloka. A single shloka composed on an acharya by his disciple is called a Taniyan. Okay, so these are 2 Taniyans composed on the composer of this Chatusshloki. Okay, his name is here Anantarya Deshikaha. It's mentioned, no? Okay, so he, Anantalvar, is the composer of the Chatusshloki. Now we will learn the shloka, understand the meaning, and then learn a little more about Anantalvar also. Akhilatmagunavasam, Akhilatmagunavasam, Ajnanatirapaham, Ajnanatirapaham, Ashritanam Susaranam, Ashritanam Susaranam, Vande Anantarya Deshikam, Vande Anantarya Deshikam. If you do Sandhi, it will be Vandenantarya Deshikam. Okay, but because the name of the Acharya is important, I broke it and deliberately did not do the Sandhi. Okay, again, together. Akhilatma Gunavasam, Ajnanati Nirapaham, Ashritanam Susaranam, Vande Anantarya Deshikam. Once more. Akhilatmagunavasam, Ajnanati Nirapaham, Ashritanam Susaranam, Vande Anantarya Deshikam. Next Taniyan also we will learn and see the meanings together. That's why I put it together in one slide. Chakre Goda Chatusshloki, Chakre Goda Chatusshloki, Yo Vedartha Prakarpitam, Yo Vedartha Prakarpitam, Shri Venkatesha Sadbhaktam, Shri Venkatesha Sadbhaktam, Tam Ananta Gurum Bhaje, Tam Ananta Gurum Bhaje. Together. Chakre Goda Chatusshloki, Yo Vedartha Prakarpitham, Shri Venkatesha Sadbhaktam, Tam Anantam Gurum Bhaje. Together once more. Chakre Goda Chatusshloki, Yo Vedartha Prakarpitam, Shri Venkatesha Sadbhaktam, Tam Ananta Gurum Bhaje. Okay, now who is this Ananta Deshika? Who is this Ananta Guru? Akhilatma Gunavasam. Akhila, all. Atma Guna, good qualities of a Bhakta. What are they? What are the good qualities of a Bhakta? Who can tell me? Why is the class so silent? Radio silence. Rajesh, please tell. Children also are there. Come. Rajesh, please tell.
Devotion and devotion to Bhagavan and following the Karma Yoga also.
Very nice. Now there are maybe 30 people in class. Each of us will tell one such quality. Devotion to Bhagavan, hard work, sincerity, karma yoga, one-pointed focus. But what distinguished Anantalvar from others was his one-pointed determination on doing service to the Lord. One-pointed means one-pointed. Look at us. What do? We decide we are going to do some act of seva, say. Okay, we say, okay, something we are going to do to serve Bhagavan's devotees. So we take up some sankalpa and do it. Some small physical impediment, some small, family issue. It could be a financial issue. It could just be a lack of mood. Whatever. If something comes in the way, what will we say? Oh, today not possible. And that is the first thing that we will give up. Little bit of a headache, that day we will say, oh, Ramayana Padikirthika, I'm having a big headache. Okay. But to do other things, we will have time. But Anantalvar was not like that. For doing Kainkaryam, nothing would stop him. So Akhila Atma Guna Vasam, all the gunas, good qualities, therefore resided in him because he had that one-pointed focus to serving the Lord. Ajnana Timirapaham. One apaha means one who removes the darkness, timira, of Ajnana. Okay. How? Anantalvar did not write any great Upadesha. By setting a great example, he showed how Ajnana can be overcome. We know now in this real world, when we read something which is very preachy, many people don't read Bhagavad Gita for that reason, thinking it is only passively I'm going to absorb a lot of knowledge and not practically apply anything. So what is the point of reading Bhagavad Gita, we will think. Correct? But what did Acharya do? Through his practical example, he showed us how ignorance can be removed. Ashritanam Susaranam, of those who take refuge in him, Susaranam, he shows us the right path. Again, through example. One day, I go to Ananta Arya Deshikam, the great master or the great Acharya, Anantacharya. Chakre Goda Chatusshloki. Chakre means one who composed. Chakra does not mean chakra, Sudarshan Chakra. Chakra is a verb, which means one who composed. What did he compose? Goda Chatusshloki. He composed the 4 verses on Goda Devi. Yo Vedartha Prakarpitam. This Goda Chatusshloki contains within it the essence of the Vedas. Shri Venkatesha Sadbhaktam. He was a great devotee of Lord Venkatesha at Tirumala. We will see his story. Tam Anantam Gurum Bhaje. To that Anantalvar I go. Okay, meaning clear? Now we will see why are we praising him. Why did he compose Goda Chatusshloki? So, Anantalvar was a disciple of Swami Ramanuja. When did Swami Ramanuja live? Who remembers his timelines? Children?
1017, I think, sir, ma'am.
Around the 11th century. Okay, you won't be wrong. The 11th century. Okay. So, 11th century, and his teachings are valid just like Acharya, Adi Shankaracharya. Okay, Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, and Adi Shankaracharya form the triumvirate of our Indian Guru Parampara, which is the reason why Sanatana Dharma continues to exist in Bharat. If in Bharata Desha Sanatana Dharma exists, in every possible way to make it reach common people, the Acharyas tried. Adi Shankaracharya by sticking steadfast to the concept of Advaita, Ramanujacharya modifying Advaita and making it into Vishishta Advaita, thereby making it easily accessible to everyone. And Madhvacharya by sticking to the philosophy of Dvaita and showing how simply through Bhakti, Bhagavan can be attained. Okay, so each one had a very important role to play. Now here, Swami Ramanujacharya had a disciple called Anantalvar. Okay, he told Anantalvar, he was of a reasonable, he was not very old. Those days people did not approach Acharyas when they were ready for retirement. Those days people approached Acharyas when they were ready for learning. So how old was he? He had just got into Grihastha Ashrama, which means he must have been in his early 20s. Okay, that young. And what did Acharya say? Instead of giving him a massive tome of Bhagavad Gita to read or the Vedanta to read, what did he say? Do service. Purify your mind through service. So he sent him to Tirupati saying, do Kainkarya for the Lord, offer flowers. Who is the Alvar who offered the Kainkarya of flowers to the Lord? Who remembers? Which Acharya? In Vishnu Sastamam, I have told repeatedly about him, his greatness.
Ramanujan.
Illa. Whose job was daily to make garlands and offer to the Lord.
Vishnu
Who is Vishnu Chitta? Who is Vishnu Chitta?
Godadevi's father.
Godadevi's father, very own father. So, like taking the example of Periyalvar, also Vishnu Chitta, whose Kainkaryam was making flower garland, Anantalvar was sent to modern Vaikunta, namely Tirupati, and told to do the same Kainkarya for Venkatesh Verma. So what did he do? His job was to, there was those days, you know how it is. Even now, it's Saptagiri, right? 7 hills. Do you think cultivated vegetation will grow easily there? No, there'll be a lot of weeds. There'll be a lot of heavy rain sometimes happening. So it's not a very, very conducive place for, growing the flowers of one's choice. Wild flowers will grow up plenty, but he would want to grow whatever he had in mind. And therefore, for those flowers to string beautiful garlands for the Lord, he decided to cultivate a garden. So what did that involve? Digging a large area which was filled with stones. Okay. And those days, the Pallava king who was ruling was not very, very, very much in favor of that Kainkariam being done. So the place allotted to him was a very, very rocky and unconducive place. So his job was to dig the stones out and then to remove the mud. And his wife, who accompanied him in his Kainkariam, was pregnant. And her job was to actually lift bucket loads of that mud on her head, carry it and dump it in another place. This was a job given by Anantalvar to his wife, pregnant wife. Okay, he had absolutely not a shred of sympathy for her condition because he was so focused only on his work. And he believed that only his wife was his sahacharani, his dharma sahacharani, and therefore could partake in the work. It's easily, he could have called volunteers from various places and said, come help me build it. But no, he wanted to exclusively render service to the Lord. So no volunteers, no paid laborers, only he and his wife. Okay, so in this way, the Kainkariam was going on. The one who was most upset and most worried about this Kainkariam was Lord Venkatesh Verma. He could not take it. This poor pregnant lady is sitting and lifting buckets and buckets of mud and throwing it. So he took the form of a pleasing young lad and came to Anantalvar and offered his services. He said, you don't have to pay me anything. I'll do it for free. Let me help you empty the mud. Anantalvar, in a one-pointed focus to doing service to the Lord, said, no, my Acharya has told me, build a garden. I am building a garden. The only person who can help me is my wife. She may be pregnant, but that's a temporary condition. Let me continue to do my Kainkariam. Okay, now what did the boy do? He did not stop. He came daily and offered his services, and daily he was turned away. One day, the boy decided, I'm going to be clever. That is, Bhagavan decided, I'm going to be clever. What did he do? When Acharya's back was turned, because every day after doing his Kainkariam, he would go up the hills, he will go see the Lord, he will do his puja and then come down. In that time, when his wife would be struggling with emptying the mud, he decided to go and offer his services to her. First, she said, no, my husband won't agree. Then he said, no, I'm your son. What is the harm in a son's doing mother's work? Immediately, she agreed. She was very pleased by his kind words. Correct? And she said, yes, please do it for me. What happened? Anantalvar caught him in the act of emptying the mud. He got so angry with him that he said, I have told you daily not to come, and you go behind my back and go to my wife and offer your services, and you beguile your way into my Kainkariam. How can you do such a thing? So he takes a crowbar. You know what a crowbar is, right? A large, sharp instrument used for digging. He takes that and he gives him one chuck under his face. And what happens? The little boy's, this chin, here, starts to bleed profusely. The boy runs away, okay, from the scene. Then Alvar, after all this fracas happened, goes up to the temple. And there he sees Bhagavan bleeding. Immediately his heart started to bleed. He could not tolerate the apachara that he had committed, the offense he has committed on the Lord. So he applied Pachakarpuram, camphor, on the injury of Bhagavan. And to this day, Bhagavan says, my devotees, my upasakas should offer this service to me in remembrance not of the pain or the hurt or the suffering or anything, in remembrance of my devotees' bhakti. That kind of bhakti, if my devotee shows to me, he will be remembered by this camphor. Okay, so we see this offering made every day. That is how, by example, he showed us that one pointed focus we must have on our chosen task, which we have taken up for serving the Lord. It need not only be necessarily constructing a flower garden. It could even be educating people who need help. It could be anything. It could be any service that we take, because we know our service to man is service to God. When we see Bhagavan in the people we serve, automatically service to him is done. So when we take that as the attitude and be very, very committed in our Shraddha, automatically Ajnana will go away. There is one more very, very interesting and very less known story about him. I'll tell that also and proceed. Okay, so what happened was he managed to get his work done. He got the beautiful garden built. Okay, and every grass, every flower, every leaf in the garden was tended carefully by him. Okay, and lovingly he would string beautiful flower garlands, just like who? Vishnu Chitta, and offer it daily to Lord Venkatesh Perumal. Every single day he would do this kankari. Okay, the Lord was very, very happy with his garlands. He did not have a beautiful daughter to wear his garlands and to send it to the Lord, right? So the Lord felt he needed to enjoy his garden more. Okay, because he was also thinking probably of Vishnu Chitta when he was enjoying the garlands from Anantalvar's garden. So what would he do? In the night, when Anantalvar and his wife and the whole world was asleep, the Lord would come down along with Padmavati Tayar. And both of them would sport to the garden, taking the flowers, and the Lord would offer the flowers to Padmavati Tayar, and they would enjoy themselves in the garden. Okay, Anantalvar was such a careful gardener that he knew every flower that was about to bloom, every flower that had bloomed, every single plant and tree in that garden. Every day he would notice certain choice flowers disappearing. What would look very, very ready for the Lord's garland the next day would have disappeared. What would you and I think? Some rat has come and taken it, some mouse has come and taken it, some bird has come and taken it. But no, Anantalvar was not satisfied with such mundane explanations. He decided to stay awake and catch the culprit. So as he stayed awake one day, he saw a beautiful couple coming into the garden dead of the night. What did he do? Gave chase. Okay. The husband ran away. The wife was lingering behind admiring some bushes. She got caught. So what did Anantalvar do? Looked at her face and said, "You're so beautiful. Your husband will surely come back for you. So I'll tie you with this creeper. Till he comes back, you will not be released." So he ties Tayar nicely with one beautiful, gently ties her with a beautiful flower creeper and then leaves her there. Saying, "Wait, your husband will come back. Wait, I'll go to the temple. I'll complain to the Lord also about what you both have been up to." So there, morning, doors open. Suddenly, there is a huge commotion at the temple. Padmavati Tayar has disappeared from her place. And Lord Venkatachalapati is nicely standing there in his place. Then the priest is really very worried and upset. Immediately, the Lord comes in the priest's mind. There is a voice that he hears which says, "Padmavati has been imprisoned in Ananta's garden. Go see, free her right away." When the priest comes running, Anantalvar goes running up and the priest comes running down, and they meet each other on the path and says, how can you take away Padmavati Tayar and imprison her in your garden? Your height of madness is too much. And then again Anantalvar realizes his mistake. And what does he do? Frees Tayar, and in commemoration of that, because when he returned Padmavati Tayar, how did he return the idol? He returned the idol because she had become an idol by then. When he returned her as an idol on a basket laden with flowers, he was welcomed by Lord Venkatachalapati with the words, "Come, come, Mama, you have brought your daughter back to me." Okay, so when he was welcomed with the words, "father-in-law," as how Vishnu Chitta was welcomed by Lord Sri Ranganatha, when he brought Andal to her, he immediately felt one with Vishnu Chitta. And he composed this hymn in praise of Godadevi, his daughter. Okay, so that is how the hymn came about. Okay, I hope the story, backstory, and the Alvar story is also clear. Now we will go into the Chatusshloki itself. Any questions till here? Okay. If I'm going too fast, any part of the explanation, please slow me down. Okay. Nitya bhusha nigama shirasam. Nitya bhusha nigama shirasam. Nissamo tungavarta. Nissamo tungavarta. Kanto yasyaha. Kanto yasyaha. Kacha vilulitaihi. Kacha vilulitaihi. Kamuko malyaratnaihi. Kamuko malyaratnaihi. Suktya yasyaha. Suktya yasyaha. Shruti subhadaya. Shruti subhadaya. Suprabhata dharitri. Suprabhata dharitri. Say Saisha Devi. Saisha Devi. Who is on unmute? I'm not able to make out.
P. Shivaraman.
Thank you. Yeah, I think she's muted her. Thank you. Saisha Devi Sakala Janani. Sakala Janani. Sinchitan Mam Apangaihi. Sinchitan Mam Apangaihi. I'll go slow line by line again because it can be a mouthful. It's not too complicated. Nityabhusha Nigama Shirasam Nissamottungavarta. Nityabhusha Nigama Shirasam Nissamottungavarta. Kanto Yasyah Kacha Vilulitai Kamuko Malyaratnaihi. Kanto Yasyah Kacha Vilulitai Kamuko Malyaratnaihi. Suktya Yasyah Shruti Subhagaya Suprabhata Dharitri. Suktya Yasyah Shruti Subhagaya Suprabhata Dharitri. Saisha Devi Sakala Janani Sinchitan Mama Pangaihi. Saisha Devi Sakala Janani Sinchitan Mama Pangaihi. Together. Nitya Bhusha Nigama Shirasa Nissamottungavarta. Kanto Yasya Kacha Vilulitai Kamuko Malyaratnaihi. Suktya Yasya Shruti Subhagaya Suprabhata Dharitri. Saisha Devi Sakala Janani Sinchitan Mam Apangaihi. Okay. Any doubts? No? Okay. So now we will see the meaning. Sinchitan. Sinchatam or Sinchitam both mean the same thing. Do you have Sinchitam or Sinchatam in your text? Sinchatama? Okay, both mean the same thing. Sinchatam you can say or Sinchitam both mean the same. Sinchitam, may drench. I'll explain. That is a verb here. The Anvaya is a little, 2 and 3 is easy. 1 is a little turned around. Nigama Shirasam Nitya Bhushaha Nissamaha Uttungavarta. Okay. Yasyaha. So this is the first part. Nigama Shirasam. Nigama refers to the, who can tell me? Nigama refers to the, please think, Vedas. Right? Nigama refers to the Vedas. What is Nigama Shiras? Head of the Vedas, what is it? Bhuvana Bhagini, please tell. Somebody is unmuting and a lot of noise is coming. Bhuvana Bhagini, please tell.
Head of Vedas.
Head of Vedas.
What is head of Vedas?
Yes, sir.
What is head of Vedas? Artiji, you will know.
Shruti.
I mean, you should
Upanishad.
know. Upanishad. Upanishad is Nigama Shiras. The head of the Vedas is Vedanta. Okay. So, when we say in Ambal also in Lalita Sastamam, Shruti Simanta Sinduri Krita Padabja Dulika. We say no. What do we mean there? Shruti, Vedas, embodied in the form of a stree, is falling at Ambal's feet. Okay. What is touching Ambal's feet? Shruti Shiras, Vedanta. What does it symbolize? Vedanta's lead to Ambal's feet. They embody the essence of knowledge that help us understand what is real, what is the self. Okay, so here Nigama Shiras refers to Vedanta. Nigama Shirasam. See, look at the heavy, because it's 4 shlokas, right? So the meaning starts quite heavily. Nigama Shirasam Nitya Bhusha Varta. So the topic of the first sentence, first pada is Varta. Varta means what? That which is spoken of. She spoke of and gave us 2 bits. All the Nalayana Divya Prabandham, which was given by the Alvars, they were not sat down patiently in front of a computer and composed or written in particular chandas. They were composed spontaneously, envisioning the Lord in front of the eyes. Correct? So Andal gave us 2 bits of the Nalayana, which were the very popular. Who can tell me?
Tirupavai.
Second one? Tirumbai Vavan. Second,
Divya Prabandham.
Divya Prabandham. Divya Prabandham, 2 things she gave. One is Tirupavai. The other one that she gave is called Nachiyar Tirumozhi. Okay, Nachiyar Tirumozhi, it's like a high order of poetry. Because she was the only female Alvar, she had the freedom to express completely as a woman in love with Lord Vishnu. Okay, so the Nayaka Nayaki Bhava, which Tirumangai Alvar merely aspired to in his writings, she merely lived. And therefore she wrote. Nayaka Nayaki Bhava, you know what that means, right? I am the Nayaki, you are the Nayaka. Jivatma is the Nayaki. Bhagavan is the Nayaka. We want to reach him at his feet. That divine union is given a simple Laukika metaphor that all of us can understand, namely marriage. She gave us this very beautiful set of verses which are sung in every wedding, or should be sung in every wedding. Now we of course sing all Bollywood latest numbers, but the most important songs that we should sing, we forget to sing. If any of you have good weddings coming up in the family of your close family members, right? Make sure that somebody chants this beautiful composition by Andal. It's called Varanamayiram. Okay, in Varanamayiram, every verse is so full of beautiful meaning that it shows the longing of the Nayaki for union with the Nayaka is one part of it. But every step as she goes closer to the Lord, as she decorates herself, as she wears her sari, as she adorns herself with the garland, she describes her state of mind. Okay, it's a very, very purifying and a very good song that every bride may hear when the Madisar is being tied or when she is getting ready for getting married. Okay, so this Varanamayiram is an all-out metaphor. Laukika, we think it is for people getting married. But the metaphor is actually of the Jivatma's divine union with Paramatma. So this is her Varta. This is her composition. How is the Varta, the composition? It is always Nitya Bhusha. Nitya Bhusha means always adorned. Adorned with what? Poetic beauty. If you read her Tirupavai, if you read her Varanamayiram, if you read her Nachiyar Tirumozhi, you will find that it is full of different levels of meaning, which is a hallmark of great literature. Nigama Shirasam, it embodies the essence of Vedanta, which is union with the divine. Yes? Nissamaha, there is no equal to it, says Anantalvar. Uttunga Varta, Utkrishta. Uttunga means in a mountain level, high level. Okay, Varta, her composition. Then he goes, so first he talks about, see, the best way to describe a woman is not through what her name is, how her face looks, her beauty or anything. It is for her work. Look at it. He's very clever. Anantalvar has got the right formula. First, what have you done? Second, who's your husband? Kantaha yasyaha. One whose husband is. Who is he? Kachaluritaihi. One with, kacha means hair. Lulitaihi means what? All askew, shaken, agitated hair. Lord Krishna with beautiful curls. How do they look? They look well tamed and nice. No. Her husband appears with messy hair. Kamukaha malyaratnaha. He is very desirous of Malyaratna. Kamukaha means one who is desirous of. He, who, Lord Vishnu, is desirous of Malyaratna. Malyaratna means what? Garlands which are studded with precious gems. Okay, later we will see the Malyaratna actually translates to her garland, which she wore and gave to him. Okay, when we say Lord Vishnu is desirous of Alankara, we have seen the significance of Alankara. Remember, for Kamakhya we saw, for Kali we saw. If you are, for those who come for Saundarya Lahari, I'm telling. Okay, we have seen for Kamakhya what is the significance of Bhushana ornaments. For Kali, we have seen what is the significance of ornaments. For Lord Vishnu, if you want to see what is the significance of the ornaments and the precious shining gemstones that he wears, for Ambal, you know, Asau Nasa Vamshaha, Vahantya Antarmuktaha. What does she carry in her nostril? The pearls, which are her, the yogis, right? So every deity we see there is something, some significance there to their ornamentation. For Lord Vishnu, when you say he is Maliratta Kamukaha, it means one who is desirous of shining, precious, gem-like devotees. For him, everyone who offers Sharanagati to him is taken and worn lovingly on his chest. That is why he glows with so much of ornamentation, because there are countless people who offer surrender at his feet. Correct? He doesn't leave any one of them. He takes every single one of them, adorns himself with their hearts, with themselves. So therefore, he is Maliratta Kamukaha. Okay, Suktya, okay, this much meaning is clear, right? Next word talks about her Suukti, her teachings. Varta means her compositions. Sukti means her teachings. Yasyaha, Suktya, Yasyaha, of whose, Suktya, by her teachings, Shruti Subhagaya Suktya, by her Suktis, what are they like? Shruti Subhaga Sukti. What does that mean? Shruti means Vedas. Subhaga means what? Containing the auspiciousness of the Vedas. Shruti Subhaga Suktya, Subhagaya Suktya, with her teachings, which are very easy to understand, that contain the auspiciousness of the Vedas. What does she do? Suprabhata Dharitri. Dharitri is Slesha. Two meanings are there. One is earth. She causes a dawn on earth. Suprabhata means dawn. Dharitri means on earth. She causes dawn on earth. Simple meaning. Okay. She brings the light of knowledge and makes the entire earth illumine itself with the light of knowledge. Another meaning is Dharitri means one who brings about. In each of the devotees' minds, she brings about a dawn of knowledge. Okay. By what? By her teachings. How are her teachings? Shruti Subhagaya Suktya, with her Suktis, with her teachings, which carry the auspiciousness of the Vedas in a very effortless and easy to understand way. To read Tirupavai, when we read Tirupavai, we don't think of Vedas. Yes or no? What do we think of? When we read Tirupavai, those of you who have read Tirupavai, please tell me. What do you think of when you read Tirupavai? You think of the Vedas? What do you think of?
Godadevi.
Godadevi. And you imagine yourself on Gopika. You imagine that you are going to attain Lord Krishna. You imagine him with whom? Devaki, Nandagopa. You imagine the watchman at the temple door. Okay, and ask him to wake up and let you. Then you imagine her waking up all the friends. It's like we wake up and come, it is time for class. Let us join the class. Come, it's time to do something good. Let's go to the temple. So like how we talk to our friends, she's talking. Her Sukti, that is why the word is Sukti. Her teachings are not pedantic. Her teachings are not difficult to understand. Okay, at the same time, they find a nice, clear place in the heart. They cause a dawn of knowledge in the heart. Sa Esha Devi. She is that illumined being. Sa Esha Devi. Okay, Sakala Janani. She is the mother of all the living beings. Sinchitam Mam Apangaihi. Now think of 57th shloka of Saundarya Lahari. Drishadragi Yasya. What does he say? Acharya say, look at me with your kataksha. If you cast that kataksha on me, apanga means what? Sidelong glance. Okay, if you cast that sidelong glance at me, mom, me, sinchitam, drench me. So what should she drench me in? Sudha, in Amrita. So every time as she casts a side glance, the devotee's heart is drenched in the nectar of her grace. That is the prayer here. When he says, Mom, he is not praying only for himself, he is praying for all the devotees, just like in Drishadragi Yasya. Okay, so in the same way, he says, cast your glance on me. If you cast your apanga, sidelong glance on me, I will be greatly benefited because you are so great. Your Varta is like this, your husband is like this, your teachings are like this. Okay, so this is the first shloka. Can I move forward? Any questions?
Ma'am, Saisha means, ma'am, Saisha Devi.
Saisha means she, this, in an emphatic way. Devi. Devi means what? Illumined being. Lakshmi Devi, one of the important namas in Lakshmi Ashtotra Shatanamavali is Devi. Devi Namaha comes 2 times. Okay.
Yeah.
Very, very important nama, which essentially, if we meditate on, we will get jnana inside our dark minds also. Okay. Because Devi itself means Divdhatu, that which is illumined, that which is brilliant. Okay. That kind of Devi. So cast your glance. If she casts her glance, automatically we will be uplifted. Okay. Next shloka. Rajni, your hand is raised previous time. Huh? Okay, okay. I'll go to the next shloka then. Mata chet tulasi pita. Mata chet tulasi pita. Yadi tava Shri Vishnu Chitto Mahan. Yadi tava Shri Vishnu Chitto Mahan. Bhrata chet yati. Bhrata chet yati. Please break it and read. Bhrata chet yati shekhara priyatamah. Priyatamah Shriranga yadi. Let's see to the read. Pathaveda. Shriranga yadi. Nyatarastanayah. Nyatarastanayastava. Sorry. Nyatarastanayastvadukti. Nyatarastanayastvadukti. Sarasas. Sarasastanyena. Sarasastanyena sambardhitaha. I broke it up wrongly. Sarasastanyena. Sarasastanyena sambardhitaha. Again. Sarasastanyena sambardhitaha. Godadevi katham tvam. Godadevi katham tvam. Anyasulabha. Anyasulabha. Sadharana Shrirasi. Sadharana Shrirasi. Line by line. Mata chetulasi pita yadi tava Shri Vishnu Chitto Mahan. Mata chetulasi pita yadi tava Shri Vishnu Chitto Mahan. Bhrata chetyati shekhara priyatamah Shriranga yadi. Bhrata chetyati shekhara priyatamah Shriranga yadi. Nyatarastanayastvadukti sarasastanyena sambardhitaha. Nyatarastanayastvadukti sarasastanyena sambardhitaha. Godadevi katham tvamanyasulabha. Sadharana Shrirasi. Godadevi katham tvamanyasulabha. Sadharana Shrirasi. Okay, so Shivagami Pathaveda is there.
No, I'm just confused to the third line. How do we break the third line?
Sure, I'll chant it. Even I just chanted it. I didn't focus on how do we break it. Nyatarastanayastvadukti sarasastanyena sambardhitaha. Okay.
Okay.
Again and tell. You can tell. Please chant.
Okay. Gyatarastanayastvadukti.
Swadukti.
Okay. Gyatarastanayastvadukti sarasastanyena sambardhitaha.
Sarasastanyena. Sarasastanya. I broke it wrongly as I broke it up wrongly. That is why I said again Sarasastanyena. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Everyone is clear? Do you want to chant this once more in a slow way? Okay. Mata chetulasi pita yadi tava Shri Vishnu Chitto Mahan. Bhrata chetyati shekhara प्रियतमः श्रीरङ्गधामायति ज्ञातारस्तनया स्वदुक्तिसरसस्तन्येन संवर्धिताः. Somebody is on unmute, I don't know.
देवी कथं त्वमन्य सुलभा सा.
Superly chanting, but who I don't know. I'm not able
It's
to.
me, madam. I muted. Subhashri.
Okay, then not chanting. Okay. We chanted the last two lines. We'll again chant. Yatarastanaya swadukti sarasastanyena samvardhitaah Goda Devi katham tvamanya sulabha sadharana shrirasi. So here, nice poetic description. Mata tava mata tulasi chet. If your mother is Tulasi, okay, tava Shri Vishnu Shri Vishnu Chittaha Mahan Yadi Tava Pita. If Shri Vishnu Chitta is your father, okay. So if when he's asking that if is actually, when there is if, then there should be a then, right? The then will come last. Right now, just understand the Anvaya with if is. Okay. So if your mother is Tulasi, you all know Vishnu Chitta Periyalvar in the town of Srivilliputturu. On this day, okay, this is Adi Puram, Ashadhe Purva Phalgunyam Tulasi Karanodbhavam is how the Tanya on Ambal reads. Tulasi Karanodbhavam means what? One who was born in the forest of Tulasi, the Tulasi group. Okay, Pandye Vishwambharam Godam. In the Pandya kingdom, Vishwambhara, Bhuma Devi, Goda, Sri Ranganayika, Mande Sri Ranganayika. I go to Sri Ranganayika. This is the Tanya on Ambal. Andal. What does it say? In the month of Ashada, Tamil Kanak, okay, Purva Phalguni, in Puram Nakshatra, as we say. On this day, she was born in a Tulsi group. So basically, the story all of you will know. I'll quickly repeat it for the sake of somebody who may not know, in just to interest of completeness. So, Periyalvar Vishnu Chitta, as we know, ended a beautiful flower garland in Srivilliputturu. Right? His only Kainkariya, which made him debate and win over great scholars of Anyamatha, was merely tending the flower garland. He showed how through Karma Yoga we can attain Jnana without even striving for it. Okay. After that only he was honored by the king. Then what did he do? He sang a benediction on Lord Vishnu, who had come down because of his joy to see his bhakta being honored by the king. So Periyalvar, after he won over the Anyamatha Acharyas, was honored by the Pandya king. So he was taken on a ceremonial procession on an elephant. To see this, Lord Vishnu came down quickly on Garuda. Seeing this, Acharya felt, oh no, what if there is an evil eye that falls on my Lord? Then he sang Pallandu, Pallandu, Pallayirattandu, Tirupallandu, which is the benediction on Lord Vishnu himself. So before he had Goda only, his attitude towards the Lord was much like how a father would treat his son, which is why he was a befitting father-in-law for Lord Vishnu. Okay, so his devotion to Lord Vishnu was so great that Bhuma Devi decided to be born to him because of his single-minded prayers to the Lord. And how did she appear? In the Tulasi Vana, in his garden. Because he won't go outside the garden anyway to do anything else. So if she had to appear before him, it had to be in his workplace only, there with the garden. So there she appeared under the Tulsi bushes. So Mata Tulasi Chet. Pita is whom? She doesn't have a Mata or Pita. She is Sakshat Jagat Mata. But in this avatar that she took as Ambal, her mother is Tulasi. Tulasi, there is this, we all know the story of Brinda. We have already released that video on the Jalandhara episode on Ashtavi Rattanam series. Do go and watch it. That has the story of Tulasi's chastity and virtue. She is a symbol of chastity. We see Sita Mata continuously in Sundarakanda, exactly showing that same one-pointed, single-pointed devotion to the Lord as Andal shows towards Ranganatha. Correct? So, the same mother is Tulasi means she is born with the virtue of chastity and devotion to the Lord. Vishnu Chitta, one who has Vishnu in his Chitta, is her father. What does Vishnu Chitta mean? One who single-pointedly focused only on Lord Vishnu is her father. So there is no surprise there at all that in her mind also only Lord Vishnu will be. Okay. And then comes the next line. Till now meaning is clear. So you know that she was born, and after she was born, we know the story of the garland that we'll come to at a later point as required. Bhrata chet yati shekhara priyatama Sriranga yadi. So Bhrata chet yati shekhara. If the yati shekhara is your Bhrata, who is yati? Yati means a renunciate. Yati shekhara means the supreme among the renunciates. Who is that? In Vishishtadvaita Sampradaya, it is Swami Ramanujacharya. Okay, so Swami Ramanujacharya's relationship with Goda Devi is brother. We just established at the beginning of the class that Ramanujacharya was born around the 11th century. So how did he become Andal's brother? That too, although it is not mentioned in this shloka, he is considered her elder brother. Okay, so the story there goes as follows. Once Ramanujacharya, after he had established the Vishishtadvaita Mata and the Ashtakshari mantra, he had literally shouted from the rooftop so that everybody who heard it could benefit from it, and thereby acquired a large following of Sri Vaishnavas. What did he do? He went around place to place singing the glories of the Lord and place to place establishing Vishishtadvaita Mata. Once he had gone to a place called Thirumal in Jolai. Okay, in this place there is Kallaragar. I'm sure any of you have gone on your Dividesham tours in Tamil Nadu would have seen Kallaragar. Okay, Kallaragar is a very beautiful form of the Lord. Then when he was, after the Tirtham Prasadam Charari was over, he was told by the priest, this temple has everything, but it has one small lacuna. Ramanujacharya asked what? There is an unfulfilled woe associated with this particular temple. It seems Andal, when she undertook the Pavai Nombu, before she undertook the Pavai Nombu, that is how she composed the Tirupavai, right? The Pavai Nombu, 31 days she was doing Vrata for her Lord. Before that, as a child, you know how she was playing around with garlands. She wore the garland and gave it to the Lord, right? So around that time, when she had fixed the Lord in her mind, she prayed to Kallaragar and said, if you marry me, then I will offer this Kallaragar form of yours 50 tadai. Tada means, tada is not exactly a pot. Tada is not even an oracle. Tada is an ancient vessel. Okay. 50 tadas of Akara medicine. Akara medicine is like your pongal, but a lot more utkrishta, a lot more special. Okay. So Akara medicine, essentially the rice of the dal is fully cooked only in milk. And then jaggery or sugar is added to sweeten it. Akara medicine. Okay. 50 pots, 50 tadas of Akara medicine, 50 pots of honey, tadas of honey of sweet butter. I will offer to you, she prayed. Meanwhile, what happened? Pavai Nombu happened. Then what happened? Her wedding to Raghunatha happened. After that, she was no longer in human form. To offer the, to keep of the woe to Kallaragar. So what happened? The story came to light. When Ramanujacharya heard of this, he said, oh, Andal Devi promised this. Oh, it was unfulfilled. I will do it right away. So what did he do? He offered 50 tadas of Akara medicine and 50 tadas of butter to Kallaragar. After he offered this, news spread like wildfire to Srivilliputturu. Andal obviously knew of it. All the people of Srivilliputturu, when he returned there along with his Sishyas, started addressing him as Anna Vango, Anna Vango. He was like, why did I suddenly become Anna to all of you? All the little girls there who were singing Tirupavai and who were praying to Andal, all of them started addressing him as Anna. He became universal Anna of Srivilliputturu. He went and asked why. And then in his heart, he heard Andal's voice saying, welcome Anna, you fulfilled my vow. Why is he considered Anna and not Kambi? He came 3 centuries later. Correct? Andal's logic for this, or the way the Acharyas explained this, okay? This is not, Andal did not explicitly tell him, nor did Acharya explicitly tell. This is only based on various Acharyas after that who have commented on this incident. They say that Andal left her mortal form as a child. Acharya fulfilled the vow as a fully grown adult. So like how a younger sister's vow is fulfilled by an elder brother, as a man when he fulfilled it, her attitude towards him was Anna. So she called him Anna. So that is how Bhrata Chet Yati Shekharaha. Thus Yati Shekhara Ramanuja became her brother. And Priyatamaha, Sriranga Dhama, the most desired place for her from Srivilliputturu was always Sriranga. You Sriranga Swami also, what does he do? He faces south. Srivilliputturu is to the south of Sriranga, so that he can keep seeing Andal daily. Okay, so he faces south, and what does she do? Yearns to go to Sriranga, and that is why the entire Tirupavai was composed. The Pavai Nombu was undertaken by her, and then she reached her desired destination, Sriranga Dhama Yadi. Okay. And when she, yeah, Nyata, okay. So this is the meaning of the second line. Till now it's clear, right? Can I go to the third line? Okay. Nyataraha, Tanayaha, Tvat Ukti Sarasaha, Stanyena, Samvardhitaha. Every mother has children. Previous line only we said what? She's Jaganmata. She's the mother of Janani, Vishwa Janani. She's the mother of all the beings in the world. Now here specifically, who are her special children? Who are the ones who get her children's status? Like Parvati Devi has Muruga, Ganesha. Trinyana Sambandar is considered an avatar of Muruga because he drank Parvati's milk as a small child and was blessed with Jnana. Like this, we have so many instances, right? Here, how does she have children? Nyataraha, Tanayaha, which means Nyata means one who knows, the Jnanis. Nyataraha, the Jnanis are her children. How do they become her children? Because they are nourished on the milk of Jnana flowing from her Stanabhaga. Samvardhitaha means nourished and grown. Okay. So what Ukti Sarasaha? By your Ukti, by your teachings. This is the breast milk that they have drunk. By drinking this, they have got Jnana. And therefore, by listening to your words, by following your words, they have become Jnanis. So they are your children. Okay. So Godadevi, Katham, Tuam. So now if was mentioned, no, now we know why. Why is this if mentioned? If all this is true, see, how many of us can claim Tulasi is our mother? How many of us can claim that our father is Vishnu Chitta, Periyalvar, who had only Vishnu in his Chitta? How many of us can claim that Ramanujacharya is our brother? How many of us can claim that Srirangam? Okay, many of us can say Srirangam is my home, but how many of us will be accepted in Srirangam as if it is really our home, like how she was accepted, right? And how many of us can claim that Jnanis are our children? Only you can claim all this. So if that is so, then why should I not say Katham? Why not? Godadevi, Katham, Tvam Anya Sulabha Sadharana Shrirasi. Tvam Anya Sulabha. You are not easily attained by everyone. You are not Sadharana Shri. You are not ordinary wealth. Okay. You are not ordinary wealth auspiciousness given by Shri Devi. You are Bhudevi. Okay, you can take it like that and think that Acharya is praising her and putting Shri Devi down. Instead, if you look at it like this, it will be better. How should you look at it? You are not easily attained by everyone because what you give is not just ordinary things. It's not just material things. Because in reality, Sri Devi, Bhudevi, Neera Devi, they are all facets of the same Jagannatha. Just like Ambal takes the form of Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati and rules over the world, Lakshmi Devi, when you consider Jagannatha, takes multiple forms in order to rule over the world. Correct? So they are all the same. So what is obtained from you is not something as mundane as material wealth. But what is obtained from you is union with the Lord, which you symbolize. Okay, that thing is not Sadharana Shri. That is ultimate Shri. That is ultimate prosperity. That you only can give. So why not? Why should I not say that? If this is the case, if this is the case, then why should I not say that you are not easily attained by everyone? You are not ordinary Shri. That is how the poet is composing this paragraph. I hope it's clear. I'll move forward. Okay. If there are any questions, you can stop and ask. Taking my time to explain because Sanskrit is a little not convoluted, but maybe a little complex. Okay. There's an akara missing. Kalpadav. I'll take it from the text that I sent you only. Kalpadav. Please correct in Sanskrit. Kalpadav was not mentioned. Kalpadav harina swayam janahitam. Kalpadav harina swayam janahitam. Drishtena sarvatmanam. Drishtena sarvatmanam. Proktam swasya cha. Proktam swasya cha. Kirtanam prapadanam. Kirtanam prapadanam. Swasmai prasunarpanam. Swasmai prasunarpanam. Sarvesham prakatam. Sarvesham prakatam. विधातुमनिशम् विधातुमनिशम् श्रीधन्विनव्ये पुरे one word श्रीधन्विनव्ये पुरे जातां वैदिकविष्णुचित्ततनयाम् जातां वैदिकविष्णुचित्ततनयाम् गोदाम् उदारां स्तुमः गोदाम् उदारां स्तुमः line by line कल्पादौ हरिणा स्वयं जनहितं दृष्टेन सर्वात्मना कल्पादौ हरिणा स्वयं जनहितं दृष्टेन सर्वात्मना प्रोक्तं स्वस्य च कीर्तनं प्रपदनं स्वस्मै प्रसूनार्पणम् प्रोक्तं स्वस्य च कीर्तनं प्रपदनं स्वस्मै प्रसूनार्पणम् सर्वेषां प्रकटं विधातुमनिशं श्रीधन्विनव्ये पुरे सर्वेषां प्रकटं विधातुमनिशं श्रीधन्विनव्ये पुरे जातां वैदिकविष्णुचित्ततनयां गोदामुदारां स्तुमः जातां वैदिकविष्णुचित्ततनयां गोदामुदारां स्तुमः together कल्पादौ हरिणा स्वयं जनहितं दृष्टेन सर्वात्मना प्रोक्तं स्वस्य च कीर्तनं प्रपदनं स्वस्मै प्रसूनार्पणम् सर्वेषां प्रकटं विधातुमनिशं श्रीधन्विनव्ये पुरे जातां वैदिकविष्णुचित्ततनयां गोदामुदारां स्तुमः उदारां गोदां स्तुमः May we worship and pray to the compassionate. Udara means generous. Udara Chitta, we have seen, no? Generous Goda. Why is she generous Goda? Because she is our teacher. How? Kalpa Adau, the beginning of the Kalpa. Okay, Kalpa is a creation cycle, a very large creation cycle. Harina Swayam, by Hari himself. Okay, Janahitam Drishtena, from the point of view of good for everybody. Sarvatmanam Janahitam Drishtena, for the point of view of good for everybody. Proktam Sarvatmanam Proktam Swasya cha Kirtanam Prapadanam Swasmai Prasunarpanam. Sarvatmanam Proktam. By everyone to be chanted or meditated. Okay, with concentration. Swasya cha Kirtanam. The Kirtana or singing of his name. Prapadanam. Prostrations offered to him. Swasmai. For him. Prasunarpanam. Giving of flowers. Okay, now there are two levels of bhakti that we do. Okay. Manasika, three ways we say Kaika, Vachika, Manasika. Two levels are there. The Kaika, Vachika, Manasika Bhakti are all by nature of the sort that involve some work or action, including Manasika, because in mental Bhakti also you have to think of the Lord. Okay, so in this form of worship, the second form of Bhakti, where we don't actively think of the Lord and serve him or do things for him, but do things that are pleasing to him. Okay, it's the second part of bhakti, which is telling the truth, maintaining cleanliness, being humble, being grateful, always respecting dharma. Now, these kind of things are achara driven bhakti. The other part is upasana. Here we are talking about upasana, how to attain the Lord through service. Who taught that? Andal taught it. In that entire 31 days, those days there were no courses. Like, if you go now online, you go to Coursera or you go to any of those websites, you can sign up for a course. That course will tell you in 48 days you can learn Canva editing. In 35 days you can learn how to write like a pro. In 78 days you will learn C++ coding or whatever. So like this, these courses are time driven and they give you in capsules, short capsules of, graphic content. They explain to you how some things should be done. Before those days, when Andal had access to a small group of people whom she looked upon as other Gopikas in Vrindavana, she put them through a 31-day course to attain the Lord. What are all the qualifications of a Bhakta? Many aspects of Tirupavai talk actually about non-ritualistic aspects of Bhakti. Neyundo, Panundo, Narkale, Niradi, all this is not about doing Bhakti physically. But what does it mean? Making yourself fit for Bhakti. And then there are very, very obvious shlokas like this. Fifth Pasaram. Does anyone know? Does anyone want to recite? Earlier, Neelaji used to be there, infallible. If Tirupavai, any quote I had to ask, I'll ask Neelaji and she'll chant. Anybody here who wants to chant? Fifth Pasaram. Anyone knows by heart? Mayanai. I'm sure many of you have learned Tirupavai, right? Shamyaji, you claimed you learned Tirupavai no long ago.
No. Priya will know. If she's there,
Priya
she will know.
Ma'am, I'll sing, ma'am. I'll sing.
Thanks, Mayanai. Okay, Anandji, நீங்க பாடுறீங்கனாலும் பாடுங்க. பிரியாஜி பாடிட்டு நீங்க பாடுங்க. பிரியாஜி பாடுங்க. Mayanai. I don't know what is wrong with her. Okay, Anandji, நீங்க பாடுறீங்களா பாடுங்க.
ஆய்வேக்கனா ஒன்று நீ கைகரவேல் ஆயில் புக்கு மணந்து குழாத்தேரி உய் முதல்வன் உரம்போல் மையத்து வாயில்
இல்ல மாயனை மண்ணு வடமதுரை மைந்தனே
சிறைவனே. I'm wrong, madam. I'm sorry. You go ahead.
பாடுங்க, மாயனை பாடுங்க.
ஆய்மேக்கனா ஒன்று நீ கைகரவேல் ஆயில் புக்கு மணந்து குழாத்தேரி உய் முதல்வன் உரம்போல் மையத்து பாயன் துருளை பரபராமன் கையில் ஆய்போல் மில்லி மரம் பறிபோல் நின்று தாயதே சாங்கம் பதித்து சிறமை போல் வாய் ஒழுகின் பெய்தாய் நாங்களும் மார்கள் நீராளம் அகிந்தேலோர் எம்பாவாய். ரைட் மேடம்?
எனக்கு மாயனை மண் படமுதுரை மைந்தனே தூய பெருநீர் யமுனை துறைவனை ஆயர் குலத்தினில் தோன்றும் மணிவிளக்கே அது வேணும் எனக்கு. தாயை குழல் விளக்கம் செய்த தாமோதரை தூயமாய் வந்து நாம் தூமலர் தூவி தொழுது அது வேணும். வாயினால் பாடி மனதினால் சிந்தித்து. Please note these lines, okay? These are the lines that we have to note here. Which are the lines? தூயோமாய் வந்து நாம் தூமலர் தூவி தொழுது. தூயோமாய் வந்து means what? Early morning, get up, have a bath, be clean, and then நாம் தூமலர் தூவி தொழுது. That means offer the purified flowers. There's a significance behind each of these acts. Physical acts have a esoteric significance also. Vaayinal paadi, through vak we praise. Manadinal sinditha, through the mind we worship. Poya pizhayum puguttaruvan indranavum teenil doosagum seppelor embavai. All our old vasanas, all our papam, all our dush, our bad tendencies, these will be washed away like dust if we do this. So the purpose of Aupacharika Bhakti, we may think, why do people sit and offer Bhakti, do puja for 4 hours, 5 hours and all in a day? What a waste of time. Instead, if you do something useful, it's each one up, it's up to each person how they choose to worship their Bhagavan. Correct? It's their Bhagavan. Your Bhagavan is your Bhagavan, their Bhagavan is their Bhagavan. However they choose to worship, they do it. The purpose of Aupacharika Bhakti is actually, it builds focus and concentration on the Lord and thereby grinds away the impurities of bad vasanas, grinds away the doshas, removes the shadripus, purifies us. So what is being offered, especially when you say Sarvatmanam Proktam, how is his name told? From within it is told. It is not just told from the lips. It is told from the heart. It comes out. Automatically what happens? Dhyana happens. Kirtanam, singing of the name means you will not do bad things. You will use your vak for good things. Prakadanam, bowing to the Lord means seeing the Lord in everyone and treating them as if Lord is present in every being. This we must understand from Bhagavad Gita. It is not just going to the temple and going before the Lord and behaving like a villain and realize. What it means is seeing the Lord in everybody and serving them as we would serve the Lord. Swasmai Prasunarpanam, offering oneself as the flower. So offering the mind and its vasanas as the flowers. My Guruji Swami Omkarananda used to say, why do we offer flowers to Dakshinamurti? Every vasana, every desire, every thought that I have, I offer as a flower to you. And if I offer it to the Lord, it automatically becomes purified. Okay, Swasmai Prasunarpanam. So this path which she has shown through Tirupavali, Sarvesham Prakatam Vidhatu Marisham. It is very easy. Sarvesham Prakatam. She revealed it to everybody without any discrimination. Every single being today, if you ask anybody sings Tirupavali, all people in Tamil Nadu definitely who know Tamil sing Tirupavali. In South Indian states also Tirupavali is very popular because it is such a great bhakti literature that it pulls in everybody. Sarvesham Prakatam. Vidhatu Manisham, the interesting word usage of Shri Dhanvi Navye Pure. Shri, Shri, Dhanvi, Villi, Navya, Put, Pudu, Pur, Pure. Tamil தெரிஞ்சவாளுக்கு. Shri means Shri. Dhanvi means Villi. Navya means Put, Pudu, Puttur. Shri Villi Puttur is called Shri Dhanvi Navya Pura. Understood in Sanskrit. So Shri, because first when I saw this, I was sitting and researching what is this place called Shri Dhanvi Navye Pure, because there is no commentary or anything for this particular shloka, and there are no English translations or anything available. So I was sitting and saying, what is Shri Dhanvi Navye Pure? What is this city? What is this place? And then I realized Shri Dhanvi Villi Pudu Puttu Navya Pura Pura. And everybody understands. The name of the place is Shri Villi Puttur. Broken up like this, it is actually Shri Dhanvi. What genius, man! So Shri Dhanvi, and the clue obviously Shri Dhanvi Navye Pure Jatam, one who is born in Shri Villi Puttur. Vaidika Vishnu Chitta Tanayam, one who is the daughter of the Vaidika, the knower of the Vedas, Vishnu Chitta, Goda, who is she? Udara. She's described as Udara, or the generous one, because she shared the knowledge of how to reach the Lord in a very, very simple, easy to understand way. So Udara Stumaha, we vote to her. Meaning clearer? Shall I move forward? Priyaji, your hand was raised and I couldn't hear you if you're unmuted.
மேம் இல்ல இது பாசுரம் பாடுறதுக்கு தான் மேம் ரேஸ் பண்ணினேன்.
இப்ப பாடுறீங்களா? நாங்கெல்லாம் கொஞ்சம் பியூட்டிஃபுல்லா அந்த பாசுரத்தை கேட்போம்.
ஓகே மேம், ஷூர் தேங்க்யூ. மாயனை மன்னு
இருக்கும், I'll be on mute.
மதுரை மைந்தனே மாயனை மன்னு மதுரை மைந்தனே தூய பெரு நீர் யமுனை துறைவனே தூய பெரு நீர் யமுனை துறைவனே ஆயர் குலத்தினில் தோன்றுமணி விளக்கை தாயை குடல் விளக்கம் செய்த தாமோதரனே ஆயர் குலத்தினில் தோன்றுமணி விளக்கை தாயை குடல் விளக்கம் செய்த தாமோதரனே தூயோமாய் வந்து நாம் தூமலர் தூவித் தொழுது வாகினால் பாடி மனத்தினால் சிந்தித்து போய பிழையும் புகுதருவான் நின்றனவும் தீயினில் தூசாகும் செப்பேலோரம் பாவாய் போய பிழையும் புகுதருவான் நின்றனவும் தீயினில் தூசாகும் செப்பேலோரம் பாய்.
Very nice. Thank you. Should all clap.
Thank you, ma'am.
Really very fun. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. So especially the last line is so powerful, no? That when she says, no, Teenil Dusagum Sepelor and Bave. What will become Teenil Dusa? Poe Prium Puguruvan Indranum. Whatever bad things we have done in the past, all that will go away. See, that is the main thing. When we do bad things, if we lose hope and say there is no hope for me, then we can't move forward. If we take refuge in the Lord, take His name, take to the right path, even our old sins can vanish. So that way,
You are on mute, madam.
for how long was I in mute? All the time, huh?
No, just yeah.
The end only. End only.
Now only now. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Will they explain? Okay, Desika Sabha, there is one Sabha in Hyderabad. Every single year they do a lecture series on Tirupavai during the Margazhi season. Okay, and every year different people come. If you go to the discourses, they are in Tamil only. Unfortunately, for those who don't know Tamil, it's very difficult to follow. But for those who know Tamil, if you go there, every single year you go, you will not think, oh, I listened to the meaning of the same Pasuram last 15 years ago. For 15 years I've been listening. It will still be new. It will still, there will be something more that you can learn, because Tirupavai is one of the most commented on and the most analyzed part of the Nalayanam, because it is very accessible. Unlike the others, here the Tamil also has been studied so much that we will be able to understand the meaning somewhat, and when it is explained to us by a guru, it becomes very, very easy to follow and apply in our lives. Now we'll come to the fourth stanza. Akutasya parishkriyam, akutasya parishkriyam, anupamam, anupamam, आसेचनं चक्षुषोः, आसेचनं चक्षुषोः, आनन्दस्य परम्पराम्, आनन्दस्य परम्पराम्, अनुगुणाम्, अनुगुणाम्, आरामशैलेशितुः, आराम शैलेशितुः, तत्तोर्मध्यकिरीट, तत्तोर्मध्यकिरीट, कोटिघटित, कोटिघटित, स्वोच्छिष्टकस्तूरिका, स्वोच्छिष्टकस्तूरिका, माल्यामोद समेधितात्मविभवाम्, माल्यामोद समेधितात्मविभवाम्, गोदामुदारां स्तुमः, गोदाम् उदारां स्तुमः. Godam, join the two words in the PPT, it should be joined in red, line by line. आकूतस्य परिष्क्रियामनुपमाम्, आसेचनं चक्षुषोः, आकूतस्य परिष्क्रियामनुपमाम्, आसेचनं चक्षुषोः, आनन्दस्य परम्परामनुगुणाम्, आरामशैले शितुः, आनन्दस्य परम्परामनुगुणाम्, आरामशैलेशितुः, तत्तोर्मध्यकिरीटकोटिघटित, स्वोच्छिष्टकस्तूरिका, तत्तोर्मध्यकिरीटकोटिघटित, स्वोच्छिष्टकस्तूरिका, माल्यामोद समेधितात्मविभवाम्, गोदामुदारां स्तुमः, माल्यामोद समेधितात्मविभवाम्, गोदामुदारां स्तुमः. Together. आकूतस्य परिष्क्रियामनुपमाम्, आसेचनं चक्षुषोः, आनन्दस्य परम्परामनुगुणाम्, आरामशैले शितुः, तत्तोर्मध्यकिरीटकोटिघटित, स्वोच्छिष्टकस्तूरिका, माल्यामोद समेधितात्मविभवाम्, गोदाम् उदारां स्तुमः. Same, udaram, godam, stumaha. We worship the generous Goda. Earlier stanza, we worship the generous Goda because she gave us the teaching. Here we worship the generous Goda because of her act of offering the garland. You'll understand why. Akutasya, this complicated anvaya is there a little bit. I'll try my best to do it. There is no commentary, so I really pray that I'm right when I'm doing this. Akutasya parishkriyam anupamam anandasya paramparam chakshushoho ashechanam anugunam arama shailashituhu arama. So the Kartrapadam is shailashituhu. Shaila shitru is the Prathama Vibhakti Ekavachanam. Shaila Shituhu is how he is addressed here. What does it mean? Shaila means mountain. Shituhu means one who rules there, or one who is rejoicing or very happy in the mountains. Because he is his Ishta Devata. Avantalva's Ishta Devata is Tirumala Sri Venkatesha. Here, he is bringing in Lord Venkatesha as a symbol for Lord Vishnu and saying Shailashituhu for him, one who rules over the mountain. Okay, that is how Shailashituhu is addressed for Vishnu. Shailashituhu Akutasya. Shailashituhu Sashti Vibhakti of the Shailashituhu, of the ruler of the mountain. Akutasya Parishkriyam. For Parishkarana means what? Correction, or what do you say? Refinement of what? Akuta. What does Akuta mean? The word Akuta, if you look at the dictionary meaning, simply means meaning, desire, wish. But there is a slightly rarely used meaning of Akuta, which is emotion. Just like we love Bhagavan, Bhagavan loves us. It's mutual. Why do we have bhakti for Bhagavan? Why does a child love the mother? Because the mother loves the child selflessly. Why does a Jivatma love the Paramatma? Why do we like God? Why do we pray to God? Because we know God will listen to us. He loves us unconditionally, in the same way as a mother loves a child. Correct? So, just like the Bhakta experiences emotions of devotion, emotions of surrender, what is the emotion you think the Lord will be experiencing towards the Bhakta? Who can tell me? Apart from compassion. I know you will all tell compassion. What do you think is the emotion that we are talking about refining here?
Unconditional love.
Unconditional love, yes, because if a child makes a mistake, first time, mother's tone when she corrects will be gentle. Second time, little less gentle. Third time, lot less gentle. Fourth time, little harsh. Fifth time, little more harsh. Sixth time, very harsh. Seventh time, she'll say, I'll kick you out of the house if you do this. Correct? The mother can at least afford to say this. But can Bhagavan say this to us? Where will he kick us out? Where outside of his creation can we go? So what does he do? His attitude is that of utter forbearance. Okay. His emotion towards the devotee is, however many mistakes my devotee may do, we are also prone to doing many mistakes because our conditioning is very different. Our conditioning is not towards reality. Our conditioning is towards the world. So we will be driven by kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. Our job is to get out of it. But when we get out of it, we will make many mistakes. Who is the one who bears patiently all our mistakes? Bhagavan, forbearance. So this emotion of forbearance, this emotion of forgiving nature, is it a feminine emotion or a masculine emotion? Feminine. Correct? Lord Vishnu, father. Who is the mother who is teaching him the emotion of forgiveness? Andal. Okay, so Akutasya Parishkriya means that to refine his own emotion. Which emotion are we talking about? His forbearance, his own forgiving nature. He will not look. See, usually if you had very bad marks, you show your report card towards your mother, to your mother or father. Most people will say father only, because father will be more forgiving, mother will be more strict. That is the truth in today's world. Correct. But when we as papis go and stand before Lord Vishnu is quite likely to look at us and say, you don't even deserve to be standing here. Who let you in? Then Godadevi has to open her mouth and timidly say, I only let her in. She is my devotee. She's your devotee too. Forgive her mistakes. So she is the one who argues on our behalf. So, Akutasya Parishkriyam Karoti. How does she do it? How does she make him refine his emotions? By being the calming influence on him. How does she do it? The example is given here. So, Akutasya Parishkriyam. Anupamam, incomparable, Anandasya Paramparam. Ananda means happiness. Parampara means what? Coming again and again, hitting us in waves. Happiness that follows in waves, like Ananda Lahari, as we say in Saundra Lahari, no? Like Ananda Lahari, it will keep hitting in waves. Anupamam, Anandasya Parampara. Incomparable waves of happiness. Chakshushoho Ashechanam. This delights the eyes. Whose eyes? Bhagavan's eyes. So Bhagavan is looking at Goda. For what? Refinement of his emotions. For when he looks at her only, waves of happiness hit his eyes. They inundate his eyes. Okay, just like how Lord Shiva cannot take his eyes off Shakti. In the same way, he cannot take his eyes off Andal. and thereby what happens? His eyes are flooded with inundations of happiness. So Anupamam Anandasya Paramparam Chakshushoho Ashechanam Anugunam Arama. Accordingly, he delights in her. Okay, so when he looks at her, he gets happy. And he becomes more forgiving and kinder. Why? Because Tat Koti Kirita Koti Ghatita. Tat means that. Kirita means what? Big crown. Koti Ghatita means what? With many lines of precious stones and gemstones and ornaments. That's how he appears. Okay, he's wearing a kirita with lot of haras and everything on his neck. Dhor Madhya, in the middle of his Dhobhaga is the shoulders, right? In the middle of his shoulders. Svochishta Kasturika Malya lies what? Your Uchishta Kasturika Malya. Uchishta means what? You have worn it and given it to the Lord. How is it? Kasturika Malya. It is not, it has nothing to do with Kasturi or musk. What is the Kasturi referred here? The Kasturi referred here is the essence of Ambal's Bhakti. Okay, Andal's Bhakti. That Bhakti is the Kasturi which makes the garland more fragrant for Bhagavan. He accepts it with so much of love because of the love that is there behind that garland. Okay, that is why Swa Uchishta Kasturika Bhakti Bhaktyalankrita Malyam, that garland. Amoda Samedhitatma Vibhavam. Amoda, inhaling the fragrance. Okay, in normal Laukika world, anybody who gives anything Uchishta to Bhagavan is considered, it's considered a dosha. It is not considered an unforgivable sin. In fact, in the eyes of her father, Vishnu Chitta, Andal had committed an unforgivable sin. He went and apologized to the Lord and offered a fresh garland. How did the Lord's face appear? Downcast and sad. He did not want the fresh garland. He came in Vishnu Chitta's dream and told, get me that garland worn by Goda. I want that only. I don't want these fresh garlands made by you. That is fragrant with her bhakti. Give me that. So, by accepting something which may seem like a dosha or which may seem like an offense to others, he shows that he is also willing to forgive. Now you realize why that forgiving nature is imbued here. Akutasya parishkriyam, how it happens. Because he accepts something that looks like a dosha. Not only forgives it, but embraces it. But by that act, he says that I am also forgiving, not just Goda. Okay. Not only is a mother the forgiving one, I am also kind to my bhaktas. Come. So, and that's thereby she teaches him that Dor Madhya Kirita Koti Ghatita Svochishta Kasturika Malya Amoda. Not only does she offer that mala, but Samedhitatma Vibhavam Godam. Samedhitatma Vibhavam, one who has surrendered herself completely. Samedhita means surrendered. Atma Vibhava means one who has surrendered herself completely. That Udara Goda, that compassionate, generous Goda. Why is she now given the adjective generous? Because she has shown us that if you offer something with complete bhakti and self-surrender, it will be accepted by the Lord. For teaching us that valuable lesson, Anantalvar is praising her as Udara Goda. Okay, and then saying we will worship. Meaning clear? Little complicated Sanskrit. I tried to break it down as much as I could. Okay, so now, an interesting point for those who are coming for Saundara Lahari. Right now we are in the Shloka of Rane Jitva Daityan, Apaharita Shirastre Kavachibihi, right? And what is being offered? Uchishta Tambula. Of whose? Devis. Devis Uchishta Tambula is being offered to Muruga, Indra, Vishnu, who are standing, Lord Vishnu, who are standing there and waiting for the prasad. It is accepted very happily. Shiva Nirmalya is left to Chandikeshwara. Whatever is Uchishta of Shiva is left. We have not yet explored the reason for that. But we have seen that Ambal's Uchishta is embraced and happily eaten by the Devas. Here we see an example of Bhakta's Uchishta being taken and happily eaten and enjoyed by the Lord. Okay, what is the Uchishta that is most happily accepted by the Lord? Any offering made of Bhakti. We see examples of Shabari. We see examples of this Andal offering. We realize that Lord Vishnu thereby accepts whatever is offered with bhakti with utmost delight. See, that doesn't mean we make payasam or prasadam every time, nevedyam every time and taste it to see is it salt enough, is it sweet enough. What it essentially means is what we offer with bhakti, Whether it is Uchishta or not, it doesn't matter to them. That is the meaning there. Okay. There is one more meaning of this Uchishta offered by the Bhakta to Devi. Those who are interested, if you ask me this tomorrow in Saundara Lahari class, we can explore more of that. Okay. So right now we will, I think we've seen the meaning of this full shloka. If there are any doubts, we'll clear, otherwise we can stop. Clear up? No hands are raised. Okay. So we can close with Om 3 times.